Jesus Christ, name we pray. Amen.
The views expressed on this program are not the views of ZNS TV 13 and, by extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, thousands prepare to welcome a new year. Police sending a strong appeal. The countdown continues for the New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade. In sports, Dayton scores 23 versus Duke. The Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. Every New Year's Eve, good evening, and welcome to the Bahamas tonight. I'm Desmond Saunders. Thanks for joining us. Another fatal shooting as we close out 2023 and enter 2024. According to police, a male was shot multiple times about the body in the Blue Hill Heights area off Tony Williams-Darling Highway. The victim died on the scene. We'll have more in a later newscast. The Royal Bahamas Police Force thanking members of the public, particularly the media, for their unwavering support and prompt response in regards to a video circulating across multiple social media platforms depicting a female who appears to be in a distressed state. Police have now confirmed that this incident occurred in another country, and the perpetrators involved have been charged and arraigned under the jurisdiction of that country. Police are urging individuals who have experienced an incident of a similar nature to come forward and report it to the appropriate authorities through their confidential Crime Stoppers platform at 328-TIPS. That's 328-8477. Police have launched an investigation into an armed robbery occurring at a residence off Shirley Street some Saturday night around 8:40 p.m. According to reports, the victim was confronted outside a home on Shirley Road by a lone male who brandished a firearm. The culprit robbed him of cash, personal effects, a burgundy 2010 Nissan Serena rental vehicle, license plate number SN4551, before making good on his escape along the Shirley Street corridor. Police are appealing to the general public to be on the lookout for the stolen car. If you have any additional information that can help solve this matter, please contact 911-919, the Criminal Investigations Department at 502-9991, or visit your nearest police station. Anonymous tips are also welcome through the Crime Stoppers hotline. Well, thousands expected to pack worship halls throughout the country before midnight to participate in traditional watch night services. The occasion customarily marked by celebrations of fellowship and prayer. The tradition of watch night services dates back to December 31st, 1862, when many Black Americans gathered in churches and other venues waiting for President Abraham Lincoln to sign the Emancipation Proclamation into law and thus free those still enslaved in the Confederacy. It's still being observed each New Year's Eve at many multiracial and predominantly Black churches across the country. President of the Bahamas Missionary and Educational Convention, Reverend Dr. Philip McPhee, says watch night holds much significance for many Bahamians.
We salute those who have given so much to bring about the positiveness of making the Bahamas great through our Christian faith. And therefore, we come on this last night of the year to say to God, thank you. And the multiplicity of his blessings flow upon our family, friends, and churches, and indeed our nation. May this new year of 2024 excite us enough to come back to God and to give God our very best in our service to him.
Well, over in Inagua, scores of Inagua residents getting set to ring in the new year with a massive extravaganza. Allen Administrator Herman Gilbert.
All of the religious leaders here in Great Inagua has come together. They have closed all of their sanctuary doors, and we are gonna fellowship. We're gonna have one watch night service, at the homecoming site here in Great Inagua. It is a first time, and it is a bold move to show our solidarity, our unity, coming together as one people. There's only one settlement, which is Matthew Town, Inagua, one people, and we're going to be unified. We're going to end this year in unity, and we're going to begin 2024 in unity, showing that we all can come together.
Well, as the clock ticks once again to a new year, thousands of Bahamians are right now setting goals for 2024. Annual attempts at self-improvement are as old as the celebration of New Year's itself. For many Bahamians, their New Year's resolutions this time around revolve around finances, self-image, health, and wellness.
I want to see prosperity, great health, and just to live and be a better person. Yeah.
My New Year's resolution is to try and live a healthy life and do more for others that are less fortunate than me.
My New Year's resolutions is to stay healthy all year and to make sure that my Bahamian people is well endured for the new year.
Make sure my family's okay, and see 2025.
Well, some good stuff still to come. The countdown is on for the New Year's showdown on Bay. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We're back.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Ali and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Ali dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
For carpets, bed sheets, and bath mats, there's a place I know. For shower curtains, comforters, and window curtains, only one place to go. Fixing your home or automotive, there's no fuss. We put a smile on your face, come and shop with us. For all you need and more, shop at AID for Christmas.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Well, we're just hours away before the start of the 2024 New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade on Bay. 23 D Division Acts, 15 B groups, and 7A groups will be showcased. Police Press Liaison Officer, Chief Superintendent Chris Skippings, making this appeal.
I want to remind those persons who seek to create havoc at this New Year's Day parade. I'm going to warn you that this is not the place for you. And we're going to be out in full numbers to ensure that this New Year's Day parade is incident-free. Parents and guardians, I'm asking you to bring your children to Bay Street. Do not send them to Bay Street unsupervised. And so, those persons who are plotting to come to Bay to be a nuisance, I want to remind you that the officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force will remain firm and they will remain resolute. And you will be removed from the parade.
Well, the music makers were disqualified during the Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade for several infractions. Chairman of the Junkanoo Corporation of the Bahamas, Dion Miller, gave this explanation.
Everyone agreed to the rules. We say that in order to be a Category A group, you have to have a minimum of 201 members. It's unfortunate that I've been advised that the music makers did not meet that particular eligibility, along with another eligibility requirement. I think it's either costume or off the shoulder of one of them. It's unfortunate, but that is the rules of the game. As I stated, we start in April going over the rules and the regulations of the parades. A majority of persons agree to those rules and regulations, and so it's up to every single single organization to meet and adhere to those stipulations, those regulations. And so it's unfortunate that the music makers found themselves and disqualified. Nevertheless, I know they'll be back New Year's Day, bigger and better, as with the majority of the groups. And so we just got to keep on moving on.
Were there any protests after Boxing Day results?
As I stated, the process of change. And so we've moved to a live adjudication process where groups have the ability to protest live on the parades. I think there were 1 or 2 protests that came through, but now there's the time for protests has ceased. The scores have been sent to the independent auditor. We are awaiting those scores, and 48 to 98 hours after the parade, those parades will deem official. So right now, there's no ability for anyone to protest any particular items other than a calculation error.
Were there any errors with the calculations?
I can't state yet. Like I said, it's before the auditors now. I'm awaiting that report. If there is, those corrections will be made, and it will be released in the official results. But to my knowledge, nothing has been reported as yet.
Now, in terms of judging, Miller says, while he can never please everyone, he's confident the right people are in place.
We go to the Bahamian public and ask Bahamians to step up to the plate to judge the parade. They are well trained. They attend the 8-week course. They are certified. They pass the examination, which makes them certified to judge the parades. We ask these people to judge the parades. And so now to come back after they have done their work to second guess them is just counterproductive. And so I don't get into the judging that argument. Every single group feels that they are robbed in some way or another. And so that is the reality of Junkanoo. It's part of our tradition, and so we will hear that Junkanoo cry as we say it, but that is neither here or there. Like I said, the success was declared by the judges, the winner, the unofficial winners, and colors for the Category B group. I'm looking forward to the New Year's Day parade. The One Family is the defending champs as well as colors, and I assume, or if I was a betting man, I would bet that someone would say they rob us after that parade as well. And so it's part of the Bahamian Junkanoo tradition. But I just want a fair and transparent process, which I think we have. But what the judges do or how the judges feel, I can't control.
Well, now that you say that, we have always said, and perhaps many Bahamians say that same thing. If you want to help be a part of the solution, make your appeal for persons to become judges.
Absolutely. We always ask the Bahamian public, if you want to be a judge, you're a fair-minded person, please apply to be a judge. Sacrifice your time, come to the course, be a part of it, be a part of the judging process so you could get the experience what the judges experience on Boxing Day and New Year's Day as well.
And when it comes down to us for the Junkanoo parades, the JCNP chairman was asked if any consideration has been given to differentiate vests so that only members of a particular group are allowed when that group is performing.
So all of those things are on the table. What it comes down to is costs, as you know. Everything in with these parades is a cost, is a budget. And so unfortunately, we don't budget to give everyone a different identifier. I think at the JCMP level, what we may need to incorporate is penalizing groups if they are marshals or if there are other persons that are attached to their groups are still on Bay Street when they are not supposed to be on Bay Street. And so that is something that one thing that in the near future the public can look forward to, that groups will start to be penalized for their action of their members who are in these vests when they're not supposed to be on the parade route.
Junkanoo is truly a Bahamian thing, and in this next story, Juan Aubrey introduces us to a young man who continues to be a part of this cultural expression despite being dealt a life-changing blow more than 5 years ago.
I am here at a small shack off Carmichael Road off Golden Isles. With me, a special Bahamian, one who is an avid Junkanooer. Meet 33-year-old Xavier Blair Nottage. Xavier, you're blind, legally. Tell us, how did you become totally blind?
In 2018, I was diagnosed with retinal detachment. I had a surgery to correct it, but through some complications, and then glaucoma and cataract, my sight just deteriorated.
And that was what year?
2018.
How did it make you feel, and how did you adjust to not being able to see at all? You're a roofer. How did that do with your line of work?
Well, at first it was a depressing situation, but through some prayer and soul searching, I was able to cope with it, and I realized that I should focus on my talents, which is music. It caused me to become more in tune with my music and focus more on that.
What does Junkanoo do for you? And you said you're no longer able to see, so now sound is much more important to you?
Yes, sound has always been important to me because as a musician, I learned to play by ear. I could also read, but my ear, I feel, is one of my best qualities. So without me being able to see, sounds are enhanced. It's almost like I could see sounds.
You are also, I'm learning, that you also compose music. You for the One Family Junkanoo Group, you're one of the architects of the music that is played. Tell us about that.
Yes, sir. That's a passion of mine. I really love to arrange songs that make the crowd react and sing along, and I take it very seriously.
What do you regard as being able to attract the crowd when it comes to your music?
Well, you know, captivating bass lines, nice little rhythms, and proper melodies and counter melodies.
So in terms of what you've been able to accomplish, how would you describe your journey thus far, especially when it comes to Junkanoo?
My journey has been an awesome one. Every day I pray to God, and He guides my way, and, you know.
This is remarkable. I really want to ask, you're blind. Junkanoo is movement. How do you keep coordinated, especially along the route, marching down on Bay Street?
Well, it might sound cliche, but my group is one family. We are all one big family, and we all are brothers keepers. So when I'm in the line, whoever I'm on the side of, always make sure I'm on the right path.
Do you feel you're confident that you have that assurance that you're doing okay in terms of staying in rhythm and in line, in formation?
Yes, sir, to the best of my abilities.
Yeah. How would you describe what Junkanoo means to you?
That's a serious question. Junkanoo means the world to me. It's one of my first loves. Junkanoo is what made me fall in love with music on the whole. And I really love music. That's my passion. That's my, not my job, but my everyday, not a hobby, but my passion, like I said.
There you go. What would you like to tell others who might feel handicapped by their lack of vision, lack of mobility? Because your story is inspiring to me, and I'm certain it is to many others. What would you tell others to encourage them when they are faced with these challenges?
Never let anything stand in your way. Just pray to God, and He'll guide you through.
There you go. There you have it. 33-year-old Xavier Blair Nottage, a member of the One Family Junkanoo Group, a 2007 graduate of Aquinas College, and he says life goes on because he's not giving up. He says One Family is the place to be. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Vaughn Albury.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. Cause if it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
The new year is looking pretty promising for the settlement of Rollville over on Exuma as the community opened a community farm to feed its people. And this was all made possible through the Agricultural Development Organization and corporate sponsor Royal Bank of Canada.
I really really excited. The anxiety has settled down a bit, and now I can finally sleep at night, so I'm happy to do that. But it just feels rewarding to be able to pull something off and work with such great people. And I hope to do more projects like this, as well as inspire others to do more projects like this within communities.
The community farm, according to ADO project manager Nakia Bryce, will have a governance policy which will be set up in collaboration with the Rollville Commonage Group to determine how priorities will be split.
We'll put together a full maintenance plan in order to ensure that the garden will thrive in the future, because we not only want to help just set it up, we want to see it thrive and be able to be a sustainable source of income as well for the community.
On hand for the opening ceremony was Deputy Prime Minister and Exuma Member of Parliament Chester Cooper, who expressed his excitement for this initiative.
This particular project is an opportunity for community engagement.
Yes.
And I hope that this will be the beginning of many other community farms across the island. It's an opportunity for pride, for unity, and for working together as a community.
He shares his hope for the community farm's impact on the youth of our nation.
I hope that what you're doing here with the is an inspiration to some young people to get involved and to acknowledge that it was subsistence and now it's food security. It was seed and now it's natural therapeutic medication, right? With a nice label and a high price.
Yeah.
Organic.
Yes.
You know? So this is an opportunity to inspire young people.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Jingle all the way around the world with Shell this Christmas. Win $30,000 in prizes when you spend $20 in fuel at any Shell location now through January 5th. Enter now to win 2 round-trip tickets to the Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills game, or see the world with a $5,000 travel voucher. Weekly winners will be selected to win thousands of dollars in free fuel, grocery, and many more fabulous prizes. Fuel up and get your receipt for a chance to win with Shell now through January 5th, 2024.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
ZNS Total Sports brought to you by Sans Beer, who reminds you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera.
Welcome to your Sunday Sports, everyone, on this New Year's Eve. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. A great showing last night from Bahamian Collegiate Hooper Dayton Aubrey against a top 25 program. Aubrey led Queens University with 23 points on 11 of 17 shooting in front of just under 10,000 people who watched Saturday's game between Queens and Duke. The Royals, they would lose 106-69. It was just the second all-time matchup against an AP Top 25 team for the Royals, with 5 players score in double digits. Another strong showing from Aubrey, who was averaging just under 16 points this season with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. He's also shooting 46% from the field. And still on college hoops, Franco Miller Jr. pouring in 10 points and 5 rebounds as his Florida Gulf Coast Eagles, they would take down the number 7 ranked Florida Atlantic Owls 72-68 on Saturday to deliver one of the biggest upsets of the young college basketball season. The Eagles send the Owls packing in a narrow defeat after dominating early and holding off a late surge. The win is the first time FGCU won a regular season game versus a team in the AP Top 25 in 14 tries. The Eagles' only other victory versus a ranked team came in the 2013 NCAA tournament versus number 5 Georgetown in the first round. This is when they became known as Dunk City under head coach Andy Enfield. And the 242's contingent over the USA Flag Youth World Championships in San Antonio, Texas, looking impressive early on. In 13U, the Bombers would pick up 2 wins over the Raptors and Brownsville Cardinals 12-6 and 19-zip. 14U would go 1-2, losing to Team New Breed and the Cedar Park Bulldogs before shutting out the San Antonio Cowboys 35-zip. As for the high school team, they would go 2-1, securing wins over the Texas Trash Pandas 21-zip. Team Adrenaline 22-12 before getting shut out out by YTG Youth. We'll continue to keep you updated as the tournament progresses. And that's when we look at sports. A check on weather when we return.
ZNS Total Sports brought to you by Sans Beer, who reminds you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
First we plan, then we innovate, then we build. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we are committed to quality, to safety, and to service. We know that the road you take is just as important as your final destination. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, it is our job to make sure the road and the ride are as smooth as possible. From striping roads to building them, we are the right choice, the trusted choice, the only choice to help you build your tomorrow.
Time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us. Last day for 2023. How's it looking, Basil?
Pretty nice. Some chilly temperatures on the way for 2024. Right now, we're at 71 degrees with just a few clouds floating around. Relative humidity drying out at 55%. The winds out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,022.4 millibars. That is 30.19 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Palace this evening, they chilly. 66 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Greentoul, Abaco. Marsh Harbor a little warmer at 70 degrees. The Berry Island, 71. Allenstown, Bimini, 69 degrees, and then we pick up a string of 71s that's starting with Fresh Creek, Central Andros, Harper Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, and Otterstown, Cat Island. Black Point, Exuma at 72 degrees. Also, Kemp Space, Andros reporting 72 degrees. More 71s in Georgetown, Exuma, Rimkey, and San Salvador. 72s in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay may go on to 75. 75 in Acklands, Matthewtown, Inagua as well. Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And your motive forecast tonight through tomorrow, which is Monday, New Year's Day. Northerly winds at 10 to 15 knots. Those wave heights, they're going to be around 2 to 4 feet, so pretty nice boating conditions. High tide takes place at 10:58 tonight. You can expect a second high tide at 11:11 tomorrow morning. Now for the southeast bombers through Monday, north to northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights at 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Now satellite pictures are showing the clouds now spreading into the central Bahamas, accompanying that frontal system which went through on Saturday. That will eventually move into the southeast Bahamas, exiting the southeast Bahamas in a couple of days. But there's a second front that's going to move in sometime on Thursday, and that will sort of reinforce the cool temperatures that we are currently experiencing. Clear skies tonight, pretty chilly at 61 degrees, and possibly we'll get some upper 50s out tonight as well. And then tomorrow, we are looking at some clouds rolling back into the forecast area, so we're going in for mostly cloudy conditions. It will shadow okay, but by afternoon, it becomes a bit more cloudy with your high temperature at 72 degrees. And your extended weather forecast unfolding like this. Relatively dry conditions for the next several days. As we promised you on Thursday, another front comes through. That will increase the chance of showers on Thursday. Things will dry out on Friday as we head into the weekend. But Sunday, once again, we'll have some more showers and possibly a thunderstorm work its way back into our forecast zone on Sunday. Desmond?
Thank you, Basil. Special gift for 23 orphans this holiday season. The nation's chief, Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, treating youngsters to the carnival. A fun day filled with 32 rides, games galore, and free food. Prime Minister Davis says it was all about spreading love and cheer.
Well, I think just to bring some light into their life, some fun into their life, and let them enjoy things that other privileged children can enjoy. And I thought it was, my wife suggested it, and I said, why don't we? And so we're here with them so that they could have at least 4 hours, 3 hours of fun and joy. And I want to thank Danny, the carnival owner, who so graciously opened the doors at this time to allow these kids to enjoy something that they otherwise may not have been able to. So I want to thank, I think it's something we do just to give back to the community.
A special moment for the underprivileged children who got tickets, giving them full access to rides, cotton candy, food, and games. House parents at the Nazareth Center and the Ranfley Home for Children making the moment worthwhile.
This is a great gesture that the Prime Minister is doing for these children. They are so excited. They were asking they saw the setup that, I want to go to the carnival. I want to go to the carnival.
Children really love the fanfare and everything else. Break away from school, the holidays, time to just relax.
A good gesture for these kids as they enter a new year. We'll end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching. Have a good night. Happy New Year.
Growing up, I was convinced my great Aunt Lillian was a fairy.